I'm sitting on the edge of an alpine lake, like 30 kilometers or something like that from everywhere. I'm eating soup and I got my feet in the lake. This is where it's at, man. You want to be out in nature? This is exactly what you're at. Morning. It is 20 to 9. It's an overcast day. It's getting colder. Every day I hike farther up this pass, it's going to get colder and colder because I'm just going to get a little higher. Also, we're progressing further towards winter, right? Oh. You know, the orange paracord is doing its job. It's holding up like 22, 23 pounds up in the bear hang. And I'm happy to see it's doing well. It's not expensive and it works. It's all you can ask for in the backcountry for backpacking. I'm having problems with my lips. As you can see, the bottom lip keeps splitting open. If I like yawn or anything, it's split open. So it's obviously, you know, pretty dried out and stuff. I've never had problems with my lips out in the back country before in a backpack. So this is the first time and I'm happy that, I mean, this thing weighs what, nothing? So I'm happy that I just happen to have it along, right? It'll help. Well, for the year and a half of hard work, planning, thinking about this, training, trying to get myself in shape, trying to figure out my knees, my back, everything. I'm here in this beautiful spot and enjoying coffee out in the middle of nowhere. Cheers to that. Knees in the water, feet in the water. It's torturous, but I will do this as long as I can force myself to. Okay, well, it's 10:45. This is more what I imagined with me getting out of bed and stuff, taking my sweet time getting out of camp. Yesterday I was out of bed a lot earlier than I thought I would be. Wellbourne is kind of badly situated because it's 26 kilometers from a trailhead, so people, I think they tend to stay at Blue Creek and then do 24 kilometers to Willow, especially because Willow has a picnic table, at least on the horse side anyway. And then they can do 14 kilometers out and then drive where they need to drive, which is usually a few hours in a car. But try to get Wellbourne into your plans because this is a very cool site. And apparently Blue Creek is not much to look at. So, yeah, what a beautiful place. All right, I'm gonna get going. I'm taking a little bit of a chance with water. I woke up this morning, I had 2 liters of water. And in the process of having breakfast and coffee, I drank 1.6 liters. So I have 0.4 left. Mix that in with my whey powder. I don't feel like walking 300 meters back down that way. Again, you know, to get, and that's water I would treat anyway, because I mean, as I saw, just heading to the cabin over here, there are beavers that have been at that creek, so makes it tough to trust that water, right? Even though it's crystal clear. If I had not seen the beavers, I probably would, hell, I might even just drink it without treating, but anyway, I'm just hoping, I mean, if I have to treat that water anyway, I might as well just go down to the first clear water source I see down here and treat that. Okay, let's roll. Oh, and one more thing. Look around your campsite, otherwise you're gonna leave your underwear hanging on a tree. I think the first kilometer of the day is the hardest. You know, your body isn't warmed up yet. You're not in a rhythm. There's a few muscles that are still kind of bitching at you for putting weight on them again. You are nice and fresh, but still, you're tired from your previous days. And then the other ones that are probably at least equally as hard are the last couple of kilometers, right? You're tired, you're almost there, but you're not there. And you just gotta push on through or force yourself to take some breaks. That's been less than a kilometer, but the trail came back to Snake Indian River. And why would I walk by this? All right, enjoy. Hang out and enjoy. I got the time. Well, I took a couple steps into the bush here just to, relieve myself, and found this. I would have never seen this. I think most people would just go whizzing by it. Wonder what it is. And it's hanging from up there. As this tree grows, it's gonna get higher and higher and higher, assuming that wire holds out. Cool. Well, I remember seeing one of these markers over by the Rock Creek where I thought the trail was, and that was like 25. This one's 30. I think it might be miles. Like miles from Celestine Lake or something. I don't know, or from that trailhead. It's back during a time when the trail was better taken care of. That's for sure. Back in the old days, the 80s. Wow, I could have held off my break for 5 minutes. This is wicked. You climb up a little ways and you get this. I think I know what this is. So, in the old days before CB radio became at all, reliable, they actually had a telegraph line for the wardens. So they would run this cable along these trails for miles and miles and miles and miles and miles. I mean, just ridiculous amounts of telegraph cable, so that the wardens could report in and, let call in when there was an injury or somebody needed help or they needed help or anything like that. Now, they weren't totally reliable because trees would fall across them and all that sort of thing. But whoever took these ones down, they shirked. A few parts they skipped. They left those things up. And they ended up taking them all down in like the 70s and 80s type thing. So yeah, I'm almost sure that's what it's from. Pretty cool stuff. I got that from, I think his name is Robert K., Born to the Wild book. And he actually participated in taking down some cable before he even became a warden on the South Boundary Trail. So pretty neat stuff. I'm seeing some of that old cable system left behind. More evidence. We got wire that's been eaten by the tree. That's kind of cool. I'm glad you guys shirked some parts of it so I'd have neat stuff to find on the trail. Well, first bit of construction I've come across today. I've been climbing. I think Wellbourne was 1,440 meters. That is according to, I think, the Jasper National Park brochure. Slowly over the next 4 days, I'm going to climb up to Snake Indian Pass, which is 2,020 meters apparently. So I got to get used to a little bit of climb. It's been pretty smooth so far. Apparently yesterday I actually climbed a little bit, but I mean, today is only about 80 meters of climbing, and I've done a bunch of climbing already, so hopefully I'm not going back down. Well, very sad. I'm now losing the elevation I gained. On the other hand, there's a nice mountain to look at while I lose it. Okay, this is 3.8 kilometers. at least as the crow flies, from Wellbourne. This is the first time I've come across even a half decent water source. So you can see there's not a lot of stuff growing in this, right? If you look through and you see all kinds of moss and junk growing on the bottom, then you know, that's evidence that there's crap in this water. But it looks pretty clear and it's moving pretty decently. I'd like it to be a little deeper, but you know, I think it's good enough to draw from. I will treat just in case, but you know, I don't know when I'm gonna get water. It's been almost 4 kilometers now. So at least if I get a liter out of this thing and I treat, I know I'm gonna have water in half hour. That is so typical. This is 2 minutes after that other one. Oh. Well, it actually doesn't look that clear. So, yeah, that's why. Whatever. Happy to use the bridge. Hopefully it doesn't snap. There we go. Yeah, I got my liter of water anyway. It's probably already 20 minutes because I took a nice little break. So probably already 20 minutes into being, so I got water in 10 minutes anyhow. Well, as this valley slowly narrows up, I think I'm going to be doing more and more up and down, up and down. So I'm just starting my second. This is my down on my second up and down. I think that creek I passed back there was Milk Creek. And it's kind of neat to see old trail, right? So at some point, they were like this, it's hard to tell, but this is old trail going down here. And this is the reroute. And that's pretty old. You can see down there, there's some kind of water, so it probably crossed a bunch of beaver flats and stuff, so they decided to reroute it. Oh, so I'm on my way to what's called Nellie Lake. It's supposed to have a nice view, like the best view along this section of trail. So, I think that'll be the place to have some lunch. I've been finding little weird trails on this section. I mean, this is way out here to be having trails. That's, yeah. And clearly that one's closed down. I might see it rejoin, but who knows? So I never saw that mystery trail again. And there is a way to go down, like, that's probably about as close to Snake Any Rivers you get. So there is a way to go down, and that's probably a way to cross. And there's old trails that go through like some of these passes over here. And there's even an outfitter I saw in one of the, what's the word? In one of the registries that said they were going through one of these guys. So that's my best guess. In the meantime, here is Nellie Lake, and this is pretty wicked. I don't think it's going to get any better than this. Got a bunch of trees over here. I mean, it might be something better, but I got all these rocks, and makes for, you know, a half decent way to find a place to sit and find something that's relatively flat so I can make lunch. You got to find a flat spot to put a jet boil on so it can do its thing, right? Oh, this is awesome. I'm sitting on the edge of an alpine lake, like 30 kilometers or something like that from everywhere. I'm eating soup and I got my feet in the lake. This is where it's at, man. You want to be out in nature? This is exactly what you're after. If you remember yesterday, I had diarrhea. Now, it has cleared up, thank God. So this morning I took my usual, and yesterday I just had the one diarrhea episode. So, I mean, I think if you're going 3 or 4 times a day, that actually can get a little, because maybe your body's not really digesting, taking in the calories and stuff that you're putting into it. Aside from, you know, the loss of water, which you can deal with, but you can't just suddenly go get more calories. So, all right, so it's that's what's going on. Well, Trail's starting to move away from the lake now. I think it can be safely say that the rock slide is the best view of the lake. I'm kind of liking that stopping for lunch stuff. That's new for me, and it is cool. Just stop at somewhere that's awesome like that. Just have a nice lunch. I just came down a big long section, and now look at this. Wow. This part is flat. No complaints though, just straight off we go. Nice big wide trail. Looks like a road almost. Okay, this means that I'm probably not too far away from the warden cabin. I'm gonna have to dig into my book because I think I see the trail dividing up here. All right, I'm not super sure what to do here. This kind of looks like an old destroyed trail. This is definitely a trail, but it would have been just for the horses walking around and the warden taking care of the corral back in the day. I mean, obviously this is the trail, but I know that this cabin is off the main trail, so. Anyway, I don't think anything's obvious enough up that way. I'm gonna go up this way for a bit. Also, the campground is 2 kilometers away. The cabin is supposed to be 0.9 from that. So, and I mean, the campground, they've been pretty bang on so far, and I've been punching in coordinates off the backcountry guide, so yeah. I think I still got another 1.1 kilometers to go, but I mean, I'm already at the fence, so keep an eye out and see what happens here. Oh, right away you got Sneaking River in sight as soon as you climb that hill. I think I'm gonna drop the pack and go down and check that out. Oh my God. Am I ever glad I decided to check this out. What a view. Wicked. Man, I have one book talks about the intersection. Is this it? So it talks about, and it says stay right. So that'd be the trail over here. Is this the cabin down here? I just don't know. Oh, screw it. Oh my God, this is killing me in here. There's trails everywhere. Let's see if I can see anything from this edge. Okay, so now that I found the trail, time to turn on the camera again. Some things are just too stupid to be put on YouTube. So I went down there. I think that's a way to ford Snake Indian Pass. And then you can probably go, not Snake Indian River. Then you can probably go over there, like through that pass. Oh, I just climbed up this thing with my 50-pound pack. That's why I'm huffing and puffing. I followed along there for a bit, you know, kind of losing the trail, getting it back, basically following a goat trail. And then I followed this up here. There are little goat trails everywhere. Here's one here. And this trail keeps on going. So right here you got like a frickin' X. Oh, I am such a moron sometimes. I don't want to miss the cabin, but I mean, geez. Oh, that wasn't the way down. Well, that is rather suspicious. I think I'm just going to stick to the main trail until I find something really damned obvious. If I get to the corral, the end of it, I know I've missed it. Okay, I kept a sharp eye out, and there we go. So I've seen it through the trees. That's to the left. I'm currently facing west. So yeah, there should be a trail coming up here, going around to it. Okay, so that trail that went up there, I don't have a clue. That's, maybe it was built for the horses to get to some meadows. I don't know. It was definitely not as hard as I made it. And see this sign? Here it is. It is to the, Jesus, I don't even know what direction I'm facing right now. I believe this is to the south of the trail. Tack shed, main cabin. Look at the size of it. This is a district headquarters, right? And that's part of the reason why there's corral and there's so many trails, is the horses running around trying to find food, making trails like crazy, left, right, and center. Not sure what that is. Oh, awesome. Oh, and we got ourselves a register. Cool. Seen a bunch of warden cabins now. I think this is the first time I've seen an actual functioning clothesline. Look how long it is too. Not bad. And you got a little step up to get to it. I don't know if I trust it now, but that's kind of neat. If you wanted to stay here, you can dry all your stuff out, no problem. Saw something similar to this on the Egypt Lake cabin, but I mean, it looks like a bear hang, but they don't need them here. They've got like 4 buildings. And this rope actually doesn't look that old. Can't really figure out the water source. This here would be pretty unacceptable as far as I'm concerned. Of course, they have stoves. They just boil everything off, right? Still. Corral still fairly functioning, and a building that I'm not sure what it's for. Horse feed, I guess. Just provisions for the winter, or for the months to come. Beautiful spot, man. Wow. That's one direction. I'll walk over to the cabin and show you the other way. Walk out the door in the morning, and here's what you get. It's pretty monumental, man. Kind of interesting. I think a bear or something tried to get in here. Little claw marks. They're not very high though. This is pretty fresh stuff. All right. Check out that beauty of a saw. That is old as the hills. So those claw marks were on that tack shed. Now I walk over to the main cabin, and here we go again. It's so low to the ground. You know, you think if something was trying to get in here, a bear or something, it would, I don't know. Huh. Yeah, I know this is getting old, but I mean, man. See, if I walk around this side, I see some more. No? This looks a little older, though. This looks like it was done a few years ago. Those bears, man, when they want food. Huh. Well, this register's fun. 1999. And I started right at the beginning, and look who I found. In 2011, Dieter. Awesome. Sweet. Already up north. July 18th. You crazy bastard, you hiked this in July? No wonder Carcajou was nuts. And here we got Matt. Matty Outdoors and his whole troop. Looks like 6. I got mad respect for you guys because you did this like twice as fast as I'm doing it. I don't know how, but yeah, strong. Well, there we go. In from Rock Lake, planned 14 days through North Boundary Trail, my 3rd season of backpacking. I need lots of days. Claw marks all over cabin and tack shed. Seem fresh. Perfect weather so far. Hello, Maddie, Marty, Dieter, Martin. Dieter and anyone else has seen him on YouTube. Why not, man? It's pretty neat, right? And this book is, I mean, look how much of the book is used up. This will be here for 10 more years. And the box is underneath, you know, is out of the weather. It's perfect. Okay, cool. Well, I've been told that this is a much nicer spot to camp than Willow Creek. Or not Willow Creek, Blue Creek, but I want to get that kilometer done. And I want to explore around, and I want to see what the crossing is like too. Gotta say, my spirits are lifted now. Registers are awesome. Everyone's in such a good mood when they're writing it. They all love it out here. Yeah, it's really a treat to read one. Really, really cool. I almost wish I could bring it to the campsite, but it's a full kilometer away, so. Well, here's a horse crossing. And I can honestly say it, I have never seen a hiker sign that looks like that. Let's see what kind of bridge is over here, if there's one. Okay, talks about the bridge site and all that kind of thing. Mount Robson and Upper Blue Creek. Blue Creek Crossing. Why does it say Mount Robson that way? This is a little confusing. Okay. All right, let's try this out. We got ourselves a nice bridge. Seems still in good shape. Okay, there's a campground. Wow, it's a tent. Someone's actually here. I got 3 guys here. They seem like good guys. Bear pole. Man, someone put some love into that. Okay, right here, a big one. Blue Creek Campground. Hiker is shut down. Used to be one there. All right, got my tent set up. I'm gonna go check a few things out. If you keep going, apparently that's the pedestrian crossing. Okay, so this is the first thing you come across. How'd this happen? Like, did they move this off here? I don't know. Maybe this part of the, maybe that car part got, I have no idea. Apparently those guys said this is broken up into like 3 channels or something. This is not Blue Creek. Oh, it says footbridge. Okay. Okay. So I just blew over that because I got these great boots. So that'd be the old bridge, eh? All right, I had to think there for a second. I'm back here. So I went up and over here and crossed the creek, and then I walked all over here and down to there. So I've done like a little loop. Okay, so I was here before. I did a loop, came back around, and So that's where I went. That's where the current campground is. And that was the, back in the day, that was the horse campground. And now I'm going to go down here and check out if I can't find the hiker campground. Okay, so far I'm unable to find the hiker's campground. You know, I walked back to the horse crossing, and then started walking down what seemed like an old trail, and here you have a little bit of evidence, but it runs out pretty fast. So I think I think it's been washed out by the beaver activity, right? I think all this was covered in water, and it's pretty hard to see any sort of trail. Right. And you can see the beaver activity up there. You can see the dam. So, yeah. It's kind of neat about this dam, whether it's made by beavers or not, or whether they drag these over here or not, is there's old bridges in here. You can clearly see man-made pieces. So that's kind of funny. So I think the hiker's campground was down there someplace, but it's hard to know. It's hard to know unless somebody was here like 15 years ago, I could say. Okay, so that's the way up Blue Creek Valley. This has been quite the scout mission, I tell you. Did not expect it to be this tough. I'll figure it out though. And if I can still remember all this when my brain is, you know, mashed potatoes back home, I'll try and draw you guys a map. Okay, so this is Blue Creek. Down there, that's back where I just was. That's back towards the campsite. There was a diamond, and now I can see one across. Down there. So that is one crossing. But I'm unsure which. So the trail that keeps going, so I'm gonna keep going, keep checking it out. Okay, so the trail keeps going, but it just seems to be like an old game trail. And I seem to have found another crossing. It's hard to know which one had the suspension bridge. You know, a suspension bridge seems to be long washed away. I mean, it'd be nice to see some pieces or something, but this seems to be it. You've got that stick sticking up. Not sure, again, if this is the suspension bridge or the horse crossing. It doesn't look too bad. I think this section is not as wide, so I think this was the suspension bridge. Because there's some deep parts here. I think if you got through this, you'd be okay, but yeah. Well, I'm gonna go have a better look at the other one. Okay, so I just came from over there, that crossing, and here you have a hiker sign. So I think there's no doubt that that was the suspension bridge site. So you got to dance your way across a few things over here, and this is it. So hiker bridges are built across narrow parts of the bridge, right? Because that means less distance, you have to build the bridge. Normal crossings, though, with horses and that, are built across wide parts. Ergo, they're much safer because the water is spread out more and not as deep. And this looks fine. I don't think I'll have any problems with this, so. All right, awesome. Now that I've done all the work without a backpack, I know where to bring my 50-pound pack tomorrow. So here's what the horse/safe crossing is now. That one's gonna take you down to the old suspension bridge. And sorry to disappoint you, I don't even see a nail in a tree. There's absolutely nothing there. Well, guys, there's 5 people here, and I'm kind of enjoying their company, so I'm gonna blow up my mattress, get my stuff ready in here, and then I'm gonna head back out. Good night.